All right. Welcome back, y'all. Tyler Talks. Wanted to do a video on Monday, but I'm a veteran. Took Veterans Day off. I love Veterans Day. It's usually my do what I want day, but fiance decided we would do things like errands. But she took me out to a nice dinner. Some friends showed up and surprised, so it was nice. But I didn't do a video, so I going to do 2 decks tonight. However, I'm not going to take too long on this version that I'm showing you right here. I just wanted to touch on the defense that I'm using. And even though I showed Edomals, Edomites, and animals last time, as I was playing more with them, I found I could do a lot more. And with this Joshua offense, it's so concise and fast and compact, consistent. It can do a lot with a little bit of cards. I wanted to add an extra battle winner in the reserve, and really just do a very small Joshua offense that can pack a punch. You can maximize Glory Lord with Bears of the Ark, and you can take out Bears and bring in the other priest, and I'll show you that shortly. But you could take out this priest and just go straight to a Joshua card from reserve. They block. You can play Glory Lord, and you can play CBP, discard up to X. You're going to get discard an Evil Fortress. That's really good. And with these, negates in here as well, like you should be able to get around if they block with protection or something. But really between teaching comparables, Promised Land for 2 times, usually you're going to get Lost Child Found and bounce your Promised Land. Usually I bounce my Medad with it as well, and my Rahab, so they don't have someone to target. But between getting Promised Land twice, teaching comparables, a Glory Lord, a Buckler, and just this big ban with regardless of protect, battle winners, just a really good offense for not a lot of cards. Because of it, I can play a much bigger defense that still draws a lot, but has a lot of different ways to block. And right now, Nativity, if they're like a big band that's protected, you can just be a big band. And if your numbers are bigger, they have to use a battle winner, which is only usually Magnificat. And they're going to look to try to mate. Some decks get a Nativity or a Lazarus in there, but they want to get that negate evil. I think Lazarus should be in most, but they want the negate evil in there, and they want to toss the next. But if you can just snag from reserve, and give them that toss target, and then play what you wanted to, and really manipulate the battle, you're good. I think a lot of people don't understand that you can win games based off one battle. Like if you do enough damage and it's just a solid block and you set them back, you're good. So I really like this larger defense. It's just my play style. You can play chumps. Chump defense works right now too. I have a video on that. I have another defense I'll show you here as well in the next deck. But I wanted to show this one because what we're doing is we're using these play firsts abilities. And I'm sorry, I misspoke last time. Esau needs the animal down. You got to discard the animal because it has to be in play by default. Then you get to draw 2 and play an Old Testament enhancement. It's still fine. So what we do is usually come in with King of Edom, and we will do the banish, take an OT Crimson enhancement from reserve, and ban to an Edomite. And then depending on the Edomite, you may banish a good enhancement, which is good right now. Getting rid of Joshua's sword is really good, and good seed is also really good. If opponent has used a draw or search ability this turn, you may play an evil Old Testament enhancement, and it's CBP. So King of Edom, CBI, Charioteers is CBP. The fact that you can just come out and play an enhancement most every block is very good. And then Esau the Hunter, being able to discard your own, draw two, play is very strong as well. And because the Joshua offense is so consistent and you're getting such a large draw every attack, it's really easy to get the characters you need. I said, I think in the last video I did with Edomals, that everyone bans on defense. On offense. Everyone bans. Just kind of what everyone's doing right now. It's really strong. Get a lot of abilities in battle. Play banning enhancement. We're not seeing it on defense, and I don't know why. So we can play first, and we could either play Pride of Lions, and I did move a lion into the reserve, because usually we're just not going to have all the pieces out turn one, and it's okay if we get this and have the pieces we need, like Charioteers and Pride. We still get two animals out, so it's not bad. But more than likely, we don't have to play it because we have so many options. So then it comes down to, well, what else can we play? We have enough just to kind of go toe-to-toe with them. We really like to play Betrayal early on, really targeting their hand. So we get to be a large band, like an 8-12 to a 9-9, and you drop a 3-2, hit their best card in their hand, draw 3. That's going to favor you. And if you get the Esau the Hunter with the discard, the draw 2, and then you get a draw 3 off that, you should have enough to just go toe-to-toe with them in a battle. And if you win that battle, especially early on, that's huge. But we have a lot here to where we can block early, especially with our 3 animals and our unclean until evening. Being able to play this on any Moss, Negev, wild animals, to just take Vayne, 3 woes, or Crouch Choice is very strong. It's also good to where if you're just like 9-7 with first strike, they got to discard a good card from the hand. You get to draw 1, maybe 2, and then you negate everything and take an evil dom, and now you have a first strike. That's not bad. Negating heroes and withdraw all but 1, and then playing unclean until evening, also really good. So I just like this in general, especially when we can band and dropping unclean until evening after like an Edomite band, or what we'll get to with our thieves. But it's just good regardless. Nebi is really good, especially with interrupt and capture, and then negate good card. That's really good on Nebi also, just because it's warrior class. And we still have a toss the first, then negate all. So there's just good stuff to play on Nebi. Most of the time we like banding him in. Moss is a good chump, but also good for Esau the Hunter. Foreign Wise is an Edomite, and if you can just get a Foreign Wise in battle, that's really good. But the main addition I did was Plunderers to Condemned Thief. With all of our enhancements working, the only thing is, Refuse to Listen works off Nebi too. We changed that around during playtesting. So we still get to interrupt, and we still get to withdraw all heroes. We just don't get to draw 2 on thieves, animals, and Nebi, but it works on all Crimson Eagle characters. So Refuse to Listen is really good, especially on Nebi, and that's what I was about to say, and I forgot that it isn't interrupt, withdraw all. Just you get to draw 2 off the Edomites. So that's very good, especially off of Betrayal, where you just underdecked their negate, let them play something, and then you drop the Refuse to Listen. You got rid of their best card for next time. You won the battle, and you got to draw 2, and then you got the other draw 2 off Esau, potentially, and you got to draw 3 off Betrayal. You're getting a lot of advantage while blocking. Negate a good card. You may draw 1 advantage card from a reserve. Also, that's great to have on Nebi, like I said. And then all these enhancements, like even though Plunderers and Condemned aren't weapon class, Threatening Sword is still good. Refuse to Listen on them is good. Seized by Babylon's good. Unclean Until Evening's good. They probably won't have initiative unless I do Condemned Thief and then play Betrayal. That's also good. Or a big band with Joshua and all this stuff. I prevent the next, take 1 from their hand, and then play Betrayal. It's very good. So it's also really good when I play Pride of Lions. And people are just giving you initiative right now. So I'll take it all day. If I can prevent the next, take one from your hand, and drop a betrayal, that's massive. Draw 3 under deck, go from there, and I have the enhancements to really mess with your hand and win the battle is big. So what we like to do is really this is that turn 2 defense. A lot of people think you need a ton of cards and a ton of banishing for Edomites. I am playing a heavier defense in this, a bigger defense. But like I said with my last video, I think if you break it down, we'll do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I would say, evil cards. So a few cards bigger than other defenses. You could see defenses running like 13 cards right now, maybe 15. So anywhere from 3 to 5 bigger than other defenses. However, we have an outside battle winner. This is really, really good. And then we go into the how many good cards do we have? 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It gets a wilderness human. 18, I'll also use that for my good. 19, 20, 21, 22. So you can say 22 good cards. Virgin Birth, you can kind of say either or. But because I can play it on Rahab and go to deck as well, it's good. But it's a very balanced deck. It's actually skewed towards the offense, even though it looks like this big defense. And that's why I've been trying to say you can play these smaller offenses. You can play a small purple with David's Mighty Men and pack a punch. You can play a smaller green one. You can play 8 heroes, and you can just keep pushing with Jehu to Jeremiah, or Obadiah's hidden to Jehu, or Obadiah's hidden to Jeremiah, and you're just protect, toss the next. If they do anything to you, you top deck, and you just keep Val for Samuel up. You should win those battles, and then you can be able to block. You get a bunch of card advantage in green with Deborah and the banding chains with Watchmen, Ezekiel, and Cherubims and stuff. It's fast. Purple I've showed. So I think all of the offenses and inheritance are really good right now, but most importantly, they allow for a very balanced deck where you can play more defensive resources and you can block these Joshua offenses that are hoping to win just off of a promised land and one battle winner with a big band. That's what really they're bullies trying to do. So this, you should be able to block them. So what I like to do is I like to play first and King of Edom, snatching that March from Edom. And we're going to really try to maximize March from Edom. So it essentially becomes another Pride of Lions, it's like I said, but it doesn't have to bring in all the lions. What we can do is we can bring in a slew of things. It's your Edomite may band up to 3 evil characters. We're assuming I have Devouring Lion based from Pride of Lions. But one line of play is I toss the next, I withdraw all but one, and then I can come in and reserve you. So you have to have a matching card. This line can be replaced for one of the others, but it makes it to where they have to have a star card of matching brigade from hand, so their hand can't be protected. If their hand's protected, then I toss the next, I negate heroes, I withdraw all but one, and then I reserve their human in battle. It's really good against all offenses that aren't GOC, essentially, that really don't have those stars to match. So Devouring Lion is good. I could also hit your defense with that. I could reserve your humans in territory as well. But that's not even the best play. I can toss the next. I can withdraw all, negate heroes, withdraw all, prevent the next, take one from your hand. That's good. My personal favorite is I bring in Negev. Toss the next. First strike. Opponent must discard a good card from their hand, and I get to draw 1, 2, I don't know. And then prevent the next, and I get the ban to Condemned. This band is brutal. They have to have, I mean, look at how much they need in their hand. So first, I got to play first. So I get to toss the next, discard a card from their hand. Let's say I get to draw one. So right now they're down two. Essentially, like they're going to have to toss their first enhancement. They got to discard a good card from their hand. I get to prevent the next, which is tossed, but he brings in condemned. And condemned takes an enhancement from their hand. Or if I have plunders and condemned, then I can take out Nebi and I can bring in another character, whether it's a different lion, whether I want protection, or whether I want this lion, or I can bring in one of my other two and I can play again. And what I really like doing is if I take out Negev and I bring in Nebi and I can play again. I don't need plunders in this. I can just go straight to condemned. And I get to toss the next, take something from your hand, and I get to play again. And this might look like overkill, but what it does is it puts you in SI, because I'm going to play like a seized. It's really the main one. Like I want to play seized. I don't really care for the rest. Or I'm trying to get these cards, like with Storehouse and King of Edom, whatever it may be. Or play it to where you just can't play anything in battle. But I'm really trying to play a couple like killers. Capture you or banish you. And if I do that, and I'm tossing the next, and I took something from your hand, you're down. You can't do anything in SI, so there's no special initiative for you. I mean, it goes to special initiative, but it's tossed. So the only thing you could do is dominance, and I'm running complacent, which doesn't mean you can still get around it, but the fact that it's very hard to deal with. Toss the next. I take an enhancement from your hand. I can stop you from blocking me. Like Condemned Thief turns into the whole Joshua offense, right? Like that's what they're trying to do. So I can just Condemned Thief on a block, toss the next, take your evil enhancement, and then drop a Teaching in Parables or bounce Promised Land. And I just walk in. Or I can take a good enhancement, knowing eventually between Nebuchadnezzar, like you're just not going to have enhancements, and I'm just going to have big bands or Nebi with battle winners. So I think it's really good, and it used two enhancements, but one of them was from my reserve. So it's not like a huge deal. I have enough. And if I can banish two, or I can capture all of them in battle, especially if I can get rid of that best stable, or I mean that's really it, just nativity. They have best stable. Other than that, most offenses cannot get their heroes back. And if you take their main heroes, they're toast, especially if you're banishing them. So I really like this. The double play is so strong, and it could use a lot of resources. If you can set them back 2 turns, you're good. But it's so easy to mix and match, and you don't have to do the double play. You don't need to discount double check. And we have it still, we have another one with destroying bands. So we can ban any number of evil Old Testament humans. So we just lose plunders and condemned. And usually we're just bringing in a toss the next, play, whatever. But more likely than not, we're already going to be out of March from Edom, and we're just using destroying bands, King of Edom to charioteers to destroying bands. We're just coming in with here and playing some more cards. So the defense is really, really strong. Being able to snag scattered or snag access denied and just go right into it is insane. Especially with the whole Joshua stuff, trying to take stuff from your hand. And I think the Joshua Posty deck should be very popular. It is very good. Very, very strong offense. So yeah, that was the kind of the defense I was looking at. one of my favorites right now. And an offense that's so fast, so consistent, you get to add more defensive cards. You can do this with Canaanites. Like you could take this deck that I have and take all the defensive resources out and do like the Philistine Canaanite defense. I don't think I've shown that one yet, but it is very, very good. Maybe I have at the beginning, but like an updated version of that, it's good. Being able to negate toss and band abilities and adding to battle, having Goliath equipping weapons, and then just having those Canaanites in there, it's solid, especially if you're able to add to battle and manipulate the battle. But anyway, you can take the skeleton of this deck, you can take the Lost Souls, you wouldn't need Bane Philosophy, so you can do the Long Day or something else here, and you can take this offense and just put in your own defense, whether you want to use a large gray one, a large Demon Thieves. Like Demon Thieves would be really good in this, but this kind of exoskeleton lets you, with the offense, lets you really play a large defense, in an offense that can still do a lot. And you can take out Complacent if you want other battle doms. Like make sure if you take out Bane Philosophy for Long Day, probably don't run Complacent, and just look to change something in that aspect. I don't love Long Day in this because I only have one weapon. I would like an Ehud's Dagger in here, but it does enough. Like having one CBN protected hero is, especially Joshua, with regardless of protectabilities, it's good. So yeah, that's this where I was showing just being able to, and you don't need to do all that banding stuff. Just having these enhancements with Plunderers Condemned is very, very strong. Having the Pride Alliance play, strong. Having Nebi with a bunch of enhancements, strong. Having a Battle Winner right there on Israel Turned Away, just having it active, really strong. The only thing I would do is I probably would cut a Destroying Bands for You Will Remain. That's probably the only thing I'd do. But this sucker is fast, it blocks, it's fun to play, and it does make you think on defense how to block. So if you like to play defense, this would be more for you. Another one. This is a different style, Joshua, not much, with a different defense that I showed, MoabCan's. Don't really love that name, but Jay was doing something similar. Jay and I were talking, and Josh P put out his defense, and he said, this is the defense that I'm going to be using all year. Okay. I had to step away. I was talking about MoabCan's. Josh posted his defense. So that was pretty much from Jay's. He's saying that's going to be his defense for the foreseeable future. His version had unsuccessful in the main deck. I don't disagree. I just didn't really know what to take out for it. Since it was a little heavy, like one extra for me, and then like 1 to 2 extra artifacts here. Plus, I also had the 2 covenants. I like the idea of Deceitful Possessions because I have an add to battle on evil with Woman of Thebez, Adoni Bezek, Lot's Wife, and Foreign Wives. Like that's really good. And I get to draw 2 off of it. So I just add to battle, draw 2, but I also have it off Rahab, which is also very good. And you can just kind of Rahab, grab 2 heroes, Long Day, and Jay and Josh were talking, and he was saying it's almost like a mini resurrection type of play where Rahab comes in, searches for 2 heroes, and let's be real, it's like captain, and depending on what turn it is, you should have 1 other hero out, but you're getting a huge draw, because whether you're equipping and drawing, or you're drawing 2, or you're going captain to Caleb, you're searching for 2 heroes, you're drawing 5 cards. So it's really good play, but that's a little long day. The two priests that I talked about, the Bearers of the Ark was in my other deck. The Trumpeting Priest is where you can just attack with Trumpeting and play Glory Lord and just go into Crumbled from a Shout. It's really good. I have the additional silver gold enhancement in here because of Angel of God. So this offense is trying to constantly stay in battle and add itself to battle. And what it's doing is it's using these priests usually at the end of chains. And what it's doing is it wants to activate that Deceitful Possessions. And you have like Ark of the Covenant and Tabernacle. You used Book to, New Covenant, Joshua's Covenant. And then you come out, activate Deceitful Possessions from deck with Ark of the Covenant active. Or activate Ark of the Covenant with Bears of the Ark. So what you're trying to do is get Angel of God and the Long Day, Ark of the Covenant, your main, and Deceitful Possessions to really ensure you're constantly adding to battle. You should be able to take out what they have, be able to kind of push in, and you should have, and that's why I have the just couple extra enhancements in here to where I can do that little push that I need. And you're trying to do some sort of little band, doesn't matter. And if they block with Woman at the Bez, Angel of God's really good for that right now. Angel of God's just really good in general right now for a lot of characters. But having that add to battle where Joshua and Trumpeting Priest can grab a silver Joshua enhancement for Angel of God is also really good. So I can just get the negate X add to battle with a battle winner to back it up. That's really strong. It's hard to stop. Glory of the Lord. I have two priests, especially on a deck that likes to add to battle. If I can add to battle and drop a Glory of the Lord as well, I can pretty much just kind of do whatever I want to the opponent. Buckler, same thing as the other deck. It's a consistency that makes for a very strong attack. Angel, because with add to battles, you want to just kill their evil. Kill their evil, add to battle. If your guy's gone, make sure you add to battle and then just kill theirs afterwards. Long Day, simple, goes to the whole point of the Joshua offense is always being in battle. When I designed the Joshua theme, it was supposed to fight you, make it hard for you to fight, and then always be able to kind of extend and be able to add ways. And then, of course, Son of God's Second Coming. So what we're trying to do is get to a board state very quickly with this offense where we have Ark of the Covenant active. So we're restricting evil doms. And you'll see we don't have any evil doms in this deck. We're restricting evil doms. And then if your good priest or revelation hero, in this case it's a good priest, is removed from battle by an opponent's ability, you may discard an evil card. So I'm always trying to do some sort of band, whether it's Captain to a priest, Joshua's officiator to a priest, or Joshua to a priest. I'm not trying to do a massive band every time, but I'm trying to have the band, the attack, end in a priest. Like the priest should be at the end of my banding chain. And if I need Ark or Deceitful Possessions, it's really nice to so many ways to go to Bears of the Ark that I can just get him quickly and activate Ark or Deceitful Possessions, or if I need another piece, Joshua's Covenant. So what we're trying to do is keep Ark active, keep the priest at the end of a banding chain. I don't really know where to put this. And then we either have Deceitful Possessions up or You Will Remain is going to be on book. It's one of these two. So if they um, if they removed my hero from battle, my priest, and it's not lone priest or anything, so it's just if you removed my priest from battle, I can discard an evil card. So he's discarded, captured, whatever it may be, and now I could, depending on what's active alongside of Arc, I can trigger Deceitful Possessions. Well, I mean, if Arc kills the one in battle, then Deceitful Possessions won't work, but I can kill an evil card in territory and add a Rahab, and then Rahab can play Scarlet Line. So it's not a big deal because if they discard my heroes, Scarlet Line could always get them back. Oh wait, we changed that. 2 heroes from deck, sorry. Disregard that, nothing to see here. So Arc will kill the person in battle, so Deceitful Possessions won't work to discard and add, but you will remain will. So if an opponent removes your last hero from battle, you may remove this from the game to add your hero to battle. So what this one does is Arc is active with Book of the Covenant and you remain, and I rescue. They get rid of this guy. I just discard who's ever in battle, and I just walk in. Not bad. If they have multiples, if they're banding, then I can Deceitful Possessions and Arc, discard one, and then add another to battle. It's just really good when I can just discard an evil card and add another battle. If Arc of the Covenant's active and I've used You Will Remain, then I want Deceitful Possessions up, and I want to discard their evil card, like attack with a priest, discard their evil card, and then I want to bring in Angel of God, or that's pretty much it, because Long Day, I need a character to be blocking. So Angel of God, Ark of the Covenant, and then I can just convert Angel of God, and there's no evil character in battle. So it's really just like an auto add between You Are Main and Angel of God. Just automatically, I just walk in. The other thing is Ark of the Covenant. If they're banding, that's when I really like it, honestly, because that's when Deceitful Possessions and Long Day work. Where I can just banish this card, take a good OT enhancement from discard pile, add a Joshua here to battle. If two are in battle, I can discard one and then just add my Rahab. So a lot of those are just going to be your add, and then I still have the Angel, because I'm going in with priests a lot. Glory Lord, just playing Glory and being able to do what I want is really good. So the offense is a different way to play Joshua, where you take, you still try to do Promised Land and take their stuff, and you still try to get the teaching and parables in there. However, you also want to, you can recycle Lost Child Found with Tabernacle. So every time these guys come in, I can get Lost Child Found. I don't have the other Rahab in here because I found Medad works just fine. Because I'm just going to bounce him with Lost Child Found. But if people know that and they know to kill him, okay, you can bring in the other Rahab. If you don't like this one, you can bring in the other Rahab. But regardless, we can recycle Lost Child Found. We can put another hero in here if needed in the reserve for Lost Child. It's not a big deal. Storehouse is obvious, gives us all our stuff. I can take a Joshua card from reserve, so I could take Gibeonite Trickery from reserve, which is very nice if I need to do that. But I have good reserve access. A Tabernacle to get out Lost Child Found, Ark of the Covenant, constantly keep them. Just keep killing them if they hit me, and then I'm restricting Evil Dom. So it's still really good. I can activate it straight from the deck. And then I have multiple add to battles. And when I'm doing Promised Land, teaching in parables, recycling Promised Land, and then just discarding an evil, even if it's just one with Ark of the Covenant and one with Angel of the Lord, I should be able to just win. The only other thing I could see me doing in this one is maybe I take out Famine and bring in Exiles, because I have Subdued, and that's what Micah was doing. And it's a really good play. And you can do it with Remnant too, but you could play Exiles, and Subdued just keeps Exiles going in. You can get 1 to 2 uses, and then if you're getting Teaching in Parables back and getting that again, it's really good. So if you could play Teaching in Parables twice, you can play Promised Land twice, you have Tabernacle, that's really, really good. You could play the other Rahab with Angel of God, because what you could do if this was the white Rahab, the white brigade, and you had Lost Child Found, you can play Angel of God and have a Lost Child Found as well. It's just, I don't know how well it would work. I know Chris Hill hates it, but you can do it. So yeah, that's it. The offense, it hits you quick, and it allows you to kind of limit what they can do. But I have seen people be able to get that block or two on Joshua, and this is trying to make it to where I can play the long game. And like I've been saying, I am really liking this offense, just multiple different versions, because it allows me to play a defense that I could actually keep up with these offenses that are playing right now. Now with this, I have tons of blocks. So I have Subdued and Relatives. So I can do Woman of Thebez, Adoni Bezek and Lot's Wife. I have Manipulation I can do there with Relatives, where I'm giving Woman of Thebez constantly. Having Gib Trick, where I can Lot's Wife into a gray character and play Duplicity into Gib Trick, is really good. Denarius and Emperor Claudius is always nice. Scattered and Tenet's Kill on this defense is really good. Having 2 CBNs, Scattered and Slaves to Eglon, really good. And having both in the battle as a stalemate, that's really good. Like, yeah, I don't get Futile Inquisition, but I have Gib Trick in this, and having access there between Lot's Wife and all that, and the Deceitful Possessions, just really strong. Restricting Evil Dominance is really good as well. They got to keep that 3 woes. They have to play it as good. Not that I necessarily like that, but it just limits what they can do. They can't play that 3 woes as evil. So yeah, it's just, I have a potential CBN here, CBN here, CBN here, 2 stalemates, 2 interrupts with chump blocks all day. And my chump blocks can play things as well. So it's really good to where if I can just capture all heroes in battle CBN, underdeck all CBN, shuffle all CBN, like, that's annoying, especially against these offenses. So if they're not tossing CBN, you can just cut through them with these enhancements, and they're easy to get. And of course you have the Balaam block, chump block, Moab giving you reserve access. The whole speed boost of Balaam, Moab, and Balak is crazy. And if you have one of them, you could always get Foreign Wives. And Adoni Bezek being able to go to Lot's Wife, Woman of Thebez, or Foreign Wives is really good. So it's just really solid. I think Deceiver could come out since I don't have a reserve character, and I could bring in a Melechite Slave. I think that's fine. But yeah, it's just really fast. I have a draw 2 artifact. I have a draw 3 artifact. I really like Famine with Joshua. I really do. It makes it to where they have to, like, they don't like Wicked. They don't like Famine. They don't like Relatives, and they don't like Subdued. If they do rescue one naturally, and I can give them Famine, that's really strong in a Joshua offense that can play Promised Land 2-3 times in Teaching in Parables. If you can't draw, that's huge. So I like playing Famine. I forgot if it's in my other one. Yeah, it is. So it's in my Crimson as well, because if you rescue that and you can't rescue next turn, and I've hit 2, 3 cards from your hand, and then I attack you with Joshua, that's crazy. I think it should be played with the Posty version too, Posty and the other Joshua, where you're just hitting them with Elliot, and um, you usually lose Promised Land, but you're hitting them with a constant Elliot. So it's a good offense. But if you can give them Famine and they can't draw, like if you can block them, and at the end their hands at like 6 or 7 cards, because you hit them with like a Betrayal, a Negev Lions, they can't do anything because of Nebi, Plunders, Condemned Thief, whatever it may be, and they have 6 cards in hand, and it's your turn, and you drop a Promised Land or Teaching in Parables, they're at 5, and you attack, more than likely you win that one, and they can't draw next turn. Like, I don't think people realize that. If they can't draw next turn, you get to attack, and guess what? They can't block, and you get to hit them again. More than likely, they're not attacking either. So I'm surprised we're not seeing more Famine. I think it's really good, especially in these like Joshua Thieves build, or what we should see with anything that can hit your hand with Thieves, even Moabites, anything that hits your hand on defense. Famine is insane, but it's just one of those hypothetical cards, I guess. But yeah, I really like this offense. It's a little bit more technical. A lot of Joshua's just boom in your face. This one is, I gotta trigger Ark. What do I need to work with Ark of the Covenant? I need my You Will Remain in my book. I can't discard the only evil card in battle unless I have You Will Remain or Angel of God, if I want to add to battle. Because Ark is going to trigger, and then I can play Long Day at any time, but it's when your good priest is removed from battle by an opponent's ability is when I would have to discard the evil card. If I play Long Day, this is a May, I would lose the ability to discard an evil card. So maybe I'm wrong. If I am, comment. I know you guys do. So between the dominance, restricting evil doms, the add to battles, the discarding of the evil, I feel like Joshua can just punch through whatever, but this makes it to where I have a high percentage of winning my attacks, and that's really what I want. So maybe some more soul gen needs to come in. I don't have Lost Souls in here. So like I said, maybe Deceiver comes out for Amalekite Slave. Hopper obviously stays, and I can bring in the Spies or something as that other hero in here if I need to with the other Rahab, just whatever. There's a few things, just make sure you're looking at it. This is, I feel like I'm making very strong tournament decks. We're not looking at nationals, people, but the decks I am coming out with, they're pretty much all 50 with Hopper and Virgin Birth. They're all fine-tuned. They're all very strong, fast decks. We're going to talk a little bit more of how you block some of this stuff eventually. I am showing strong defenses lately. Chump defenses, Moabites, Canaanites, where you're getting a lot of blocks by your Lost Souls. There are other things you can do. I've been talking to Joe Schaefer about a couple things, and Jay, Tubal Cain and Rapshika is being thrown around. There's other ways to block. So I'll be showing other defenses. I'll probably throw my hat in the ring in the next Lackey Grand Prix, but I knew there was going to be 2 weeks where I was going to be traveling, so I couldn't do this one. But there's a bunch of things that I really want to test out more than just theory. Was able to play a game a week. Just busy with work right now for deadline, so I haven't been able to do that the last 2 weeks. But I should be able to start playing more. However, I feel like what I'm putting out there is good. Would love feedback on it, or what are you guys playing? So I'm not seeing a bunch of new stuff out there. So I hope you all enjoyed. I don't know how long this video was. I hope it wasn't too long. I know I was showing two decks, but mostly it was an update to what I was doing with Edomites, and then explaining the deck that I posted in Discord, and showing this defense, which I think will be very popular this year. I made it, Jay made it, Josh is on it, and it's funny that Jay and I made it separately, and I had posted it, he posted it, or he played with it at Lackey Grand Prix, I had posted it, and I had been talking about a new black gray. This is the one I was talking about. So I think this is maybe with unsuccessful in here. Maybe duplicity's out. I'm not sure, but I can see this defense with relatives and with subdued being the top defense this year because it can get so many blocks. You have to negate neutrals. You have to protect Lost Souls from evil cards. You have to toss CBN stuff if you're banding. And then you also have to have You Will Remain. Like, you need to do a lot of things to stop this defense. And it gets initiative. It's really good. And if you can come in with tenets and band in someone that, like a woman of Thebes, you interrupt the battle, you interrupt that protection, you throw her over there. That's good. That's very good. So, hope you all enjoy. I'm trying to put out videos every week. I will not be able to put out a video next week. I'll be in St. Louis for work. And then the week after that, I will be in Atlanta. Fiance's picking up shifts. And we're just going to stay the week near relatives and friends while she picks up some shifts because it's the week of Thanksgiving. So I won't be able to do a video for 2 weeks, but I am going to come out with something else for you all that I've been working on. So you'll still be able to have a little bit of, won't be Tyler Talks, but it'll be something I'll have that I'm wanting to share with the community. So I think that'll be fun. But yeah, this is everything. This is stuff I've been playing. Hope y'all enjoy it. Thanks y'all for watching. See y'all.